everybody. Welcome to Badge Banter, where we feature some amazing stories about the importance of the ID badge as the foundation of an organization's overall security efforts. I'm Lindsay Martinez from Badge Pass, and I'm super excited to introduce you to today's special guest. Welcome, Jake Brown from Secure Access and Digital Systems.
Hey everyone. Thanks for having me, Lindsay.
Absolutely. Glad to have you here. So, Jake and I know each other from SIA, the Security Industry Association, where Jake serves on the RISE committee. He was the chair of RISE last year. If you're not involved in SIA, I highly recommend it. I know Jake would too. But now that we've plugged that sufficiently, Jake, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about Secure Access and Digital Systems and what y'all do?
Awesome. So, like Lindsay said, Jake Brown, I oversee business development at Secure Access and Digital Systems. We are out here in Long Island, New York, about 45 minutes from the heart of Manhattan. And we're essentially a one-stop shop for all things photo ID. So we're a reseller slash channel partner for many trusted brands in the industry. We sell ID cards, card accessories, and card printers and printer consumables. That's it. That's really the bread and butter of the business, and we keep it niche and we keep it simple. But that's really that's what Secure Access and Digital Systems is. And I know we both share a big passion for photo ID in general. So I'm really happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, that is very true. I am very passionate about that. And it's always great to have a fellow badging nerd on to chat with because there's just not that many of us when it comes to the security industry as a whole. So today I'm really excited to kind of talk to you about security options around the badge design itself. So lately, I have obviously been involved in many discussions about the merits of physical ID badges versus mobile credentials. And recently, something that always kind of comes up in those discussions is the security around the badge itself. So how can we ensure that a photo ID badge isn't duplicated easily? And so since ID systems are kind of your specialty, let's chat a little bit about features and badge design options, stuff like that you've seen customers implement that really help with the overall security of the card.
Love it. Let's real quick mention that as an industry, I think we all kind of hone in on the fact that the internal security of the car, that the technology is very important, and that I think we both are passionate about that as well. But when you had asked me to come on in last week, immediately it was yes. Like I'm not passing this up. But in the back of my head, I know you have a bunch of episodes under your belt, and I was thinking like, all right, how can I make this unique? How can we be creative and kind of hit on something that's not always spoken about on both the industry at large and also the photo ID side of things? So I thought I was working on a project with a client who actually uses a custom holographic laminate on all of their ID cards. And I was like, all right, wait, that's probably a really good way to not only, have a good piece of unique content for Badge Banter, but to also make this sort of like an educational piece where we could just kind of converse about how it adds, a really good layer of security to the ID card.
Yeah, absolutely. So, talk a little bit about custom holographic laminates. I love them because obviously they increase the durability of the card, which is super important and something I think that we overlook a lot. But more importantly, if it's a custom holographic laminate, it's very unlikely, it's actually pretty impossible, that someone's going to get their hands on that.
So yeah, I've seen lamination as a very common practice on our side of the industry, the photo ID side. A lot of our clients do use laminates and it's a clear type of laminate on their ID badges, and lamination in general is to preserve and protect an object, a piece of paper, but on our side of things, it's to protect the ID card. We can't control if someone bends an ID card, can't control if someone spills on it, can't control if someone goes outside and gets caught in a nor'easter or has rain and snow hit the ID card. So what the laminate does is it serves to protect and preserve the badge so that down the line the end user can save some money on badges and doesn't have to rebadge that certain individual.
Absolutely. And so that's true of just all laminates, but then custom laminates kind of take it to the next level. And this really is where you can, from a security standpoint, really implement something that can't be duplicated. Because once you've created a custom laminate for a customer, like they own that. And the manufacturer of the laminate has access to that design. But outside of that, It's not like anyone can go purchase that laminate and then recreate those badges from their home. So I love that. We've had great opportunities to implement that in all types of verticals. But where do you see most of your customers that really love the custom laminate? Like which verticals do you have most success with that in?
Really, big corporations, finance, K through 12 type of thing, colleges, all verticals, to be honest, because the custom laminate is a really good way to enhance the card security. So you're also getting a 2-for-1. You're protecting the card with the actual laminate itself, but you're introducing a visual element that, like you said, cannot be duplicated because of the fact that it's entirely custom. So, I mean, let's go back for a second. Badge Pass, you guys are very passionate about the fact that the badge should be worn properly at all times. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why. It should be worn on your lanyard. It should be worn on your pull reel so that it's visual at all times. I mean, companies invest a lot of money and time in their security staff, and this should be, the ID card is something that tells them right away who should be in the building and who should not be in the building. And what the custom holographic laminate does is it introduces another layer of security where that cannot be copied, it can't be counterfeited. So not only does it give them kind of the trusted check that you should be in the building, but it also gives the other employees peace of mind that you are trusted to be in the building.
And it's really freaking cool. It's good looking. I mean, think about how often you see custom laminates. You see on your driver's license and secure government badges and stuff like that. And when you can add that element to your corporate badge design, it adds like a level of sexiness to your card design.
It does. It does. And, employees like that. They like to have a cool looking ID card relative to just a generic one. And I think you honed on this earlier, but I do want to mention another thing that I find really neat about the custom laminate process is that the sale is central to usually one reseller or channel partner. The manufacturer, similar like a Corp 1000 type of thing, the manufacturer, at least in my experience, will only sell that specific custom laminate to one channel partner, and then they'll sell it to the end user. And the end user is the one who authorizes the manufacturer to say, hey, you could purchase it from so-and-so, and that's it. So, your average Joe cannot go on Amazon and buy this, number one. Number two, it's going to cost thousands and thousands of dollars and a lot of time to even try to come remotely close to counterfeiting that hologram. It's very difficult, and in my experience, I've not seen that done anywhere near as close as the manufacturers can get it.
I love it. I think it's a great thing to touch on, especially because we just haven't had a conversation about that. And when it comes to the design of the badge, I mean, there's all types of stuff that people can implement. I had the opportunity to visit HID last week, and I got to see some of their like really secure badge production processes. And there's really cool elements that people add to cards, a lot of which are not even visual. So you have to have something else like UV elements or things like that, where you have to have another device to validate that that's a real ID. However, 99% of the world is looking for something visually. Can I see that that's a real card? Is that consistent with our badge design? And this is why I always encourage people to design more complex card designs. Like, don't just throw your photo on there and the name. Add some elements to it that visually would be harder to recreate. But the custom holographic laminate, I mean, you can see that as soon as you see the card, and you can tell if it has that shimmer to it. And then when you take a closer look, you can tell if it's actually your custom laminate or not. So I love that.
It's cool because like the end user can design whatever they want. It could be logos. We've seen that. We've also seen something, like really simple designs like that. Back to what I was saying earlier, a second grader or third grader can make, but the fact that it is unique and it's built as a hologram to be the laminate is everything. I mean, it cannot be copied or cloned or duplicated.
Absolutely. So I think it's a great point. I'm super glad that you brought it up today. I love to talk cards, so we could get into badge design and we could probably spend hours kind of bantering back and forth on that. But in the interest of time, we won't. We'll save everybody from that conversation. But thank you so much for bringing up the importance of more secure elements to the badge and keeping your badge protected and extending the life of that. I think that's a really great topic.
I do too. And thank you for having me. I really enjoy this series. I enjoy the marketing that you guys put out, and I'm blessed to be here.
Well, thanks so much, Jake. I'm glad to have you. We hope you'll join us next time as we take you beyond the badge.